okay, alright? I gotta get a ratchet set from this mechanic shop right here.
Okay, sorry guys. So, okay, so what deems me appropriate, and where I'm getting my information from? Obviously, God. A lot of people call, their deity Jesus, Muhammad, may peace and blessings be upon him. Whatever you call him, Yahweh. The universe, the angels, your ancestors, however you want to put it. I'm getting this information from a combination of those things. Let's just put it like that. Now, what deems me appropriate? Okay, I was 9 years old, and I was praying in church for my mom. Actually, I was a kid. I was in Baltimore, and my mom was sending me to Baltimore. Like I went there probably like 3 consecutive summers, I want to say. And my aunt was like, dead serious about church. Like every day we was in church. We had dance, rehearsal, choir rehearsal, Bible study, prayer night. It was just like church nonstop every day, right? So it was prayer night actually, and I had kept having the same dream every night. I knew it was about my mom, and as I'm praying, I just start speaking in tongues. Like I have no control over it. I can't do nothing about it. I don't know what's happening. I just know that I'm a kid praying, and now I'm speaking in tongues. So fast forward some years later, I'm not even thinking about this, event. Maybe more recent, I thought about it, but I realized that later on in life, more recently, and that's what brought me here to doing this and realizing, that I'm just connecting all the dots now, and things are making more sense. I would definitely say that I'm appropriate. I'm an appropriate person to have this conversation. I'm not saying that I'm the only one. Of course, I would love for people, to join me in this conversation, and I would love to hear people's thoughts on what they think about, all the other, anything dealing with spirituality. Remember I told you guys, if it has anything to do with aliens and spirits and conspiracy theories and horoscopes, zodiac signs, all that weird shit, I'm with weird shit. We love weird shit, hence the topic of the podcast, Inappropriate Radio. All the things that would be considered taboo, all the things that would be considered, touchy subjects. Those are the things that we essentially talk about here on this podcast. Now, as I stated earlier, I wanted to obviously give you guys a better glimpse of who I was and who I am and what I've experienced and the things that I've gone through, because I realized that, I'm sorry guys, there's a lot of fumbling in the background. I'm in a car today, I'm moving around, but a lot of things have happened to me personally, and it's brought me here to this point in my life where I can see things from a spiritual aspect, a more spiritual lens, and everybody can do that. God actually wants us all to be able to speak tongues. That's you having your ability to talk to God and communicate with God. You can communicate with the angels. So this is something that I thought, would be very important for you guys to actually, know about me, because this is nothing new. I'm over 30, and like I said, this happened at 9, and it's weird because that same year, my ments came. I got this patch of gray hair in the front of my head. Like, a lot of weird stuff started happening. So, I don't think any of those things is a coincidence. And I know a lot of people have weird stories, out there, mysterious things that have happened to them. And you're like, okay, this is not normal. This has to be God, or this has to be something that's been happening in my family that's been passed down to me. Because why is this happening? What else could explain this, right? So it's definitely important for you guys to have a better understanding of why I'm doing this, because I don't want people to think this is just some kind of fad or whatever. I know that I'm supposed to be breaking generational curses, as we all are, but I feel for me, it's just on a deeper level, and I can see that, hence the reason that I'm a 9-year-old speaking tongues. Not saying it's 2-year-olds out here praying over people, okay? So I'm not saying it like that, like I'm so special, but I'm saying I have experience in spirituality as a kid. This is nothing new. This is not me doing this for attention. This is not me doing this because I want some money. This is not me doing this because I'm trying to, get myself, whatever it is that people get when they embark on this spiritual journey. I mean, I know that I'm doing this with good intention. I was actually holding this off, and I kept getting that nudge from God to go ahead and start this. I did go, I recorded with the podcast last week for YouTube. I made a video to go along with the podcast, but the volume was acting up, so I wasn't really able to put the video up. You guys wouldn't be able to hear me. I don't know what's going on with my laptop. It has like a mind of its own. But in reality, when I think about it, as I said, being such a younger person, experiencing something like speaking tongues and totally forgetting about it. Okay, this is not something that I walked around consciously thinking about after it happened. I mean, maybe a few days later, or a few weeks, or even like a few months, but I mean, like the next year, I wasn't like, oh yeah, I spoke tongues last year. Like, it totally was not on my mind, right? I mean, it wasn't. Just recently, I had been dating a guy, and he was dealing with a female who decided to put root work on him. And obviously, I'm having sex with him, so I'm gonna be naturally under attack as well, right? So I started feeling like something was off, not even with him, just period, altogether. Then the arguing and the fighting started, and then, I started realizing something's going on. And it wasn't until a few months later, like I knew subconsciously, but consciously, I'm like, okay, I'm under attack right now. Maybe two months later, right? I realized that I'm under attack. This is 2 months in after we've moved into our place. Almost a year after us, dating. Okay, so I'm praying, and then I just started speaking in tongues. I'm over 30 now, okay? I'm over 30, so this is just to give you some context, how long it's been since I actually even thought about speaking in tongues, right? This had never come up. It had never come up Never, ever. I mean, really. I mean, not that I can think of. Never. I mean, I may have said it, like, oh, when I was little, I spoke in tongues, But the tool, having to utilize this tool had never come up. Me actually speaking in tongues had never come up until I had begun to pray, and then it just started coming out. Like, I had no control, just like the first time, just like before. I had no control. So to me, it was like a reminder. But then immediately it was like, okay, this is why I experienced that at this time, because now I already have that instilled in me. Like, that's a tool already in me that I have to utilize right now to get myself out of whatever this is. And I'll go into, because we all have gifts, we all have abilities. Others are just a little more heightened. When you fast and you abstain from sex and drugs and alcohol, it actually heightens your senses more. When you pray, it heightens your senses more, and you get more in tune, and you're more conscious and aware of everything it is that you do. It elevates your overall well-being. So once you come into this space where you can see yourself elevating, you can see the progress within this process, because like I told y'all, I'm not perfect. I still have my things that I'm working on. I'm still a little bit racist. I'm still a lot of it racist. I'm still impatient a little bit. I'm still a little snappy. So it's some things that I have to, learn how to work on as well. So I'm not here like preaching to y'all. I'm just giving you guys a better idea of what I've experienced and what has led me to this point to have such a conversation. I don't have children, thank God, because then that would be another stressor that I would have to worry about, at that point in time, just because of what was going on. And I knew that it was something that it was more to it than what met the eye. I realized that I was definitely under attack. And I mean, him being attacked spiritually by the female he was cheating on me with was just one portion. I was also being spiritually attacked on my side by people that, knew me. And it was just like weird, because it's like, why do y'all decide to do this at this time? But that's how warfare works, right? So just to bring this all, back to full center, I just wanted to basically say that I am someone who, knows a little bit about spirituality, and just now becoming older and, a little more in tune over the years. I mean, when I went to college, I was vegan. I was down in Florida. Of course, being there, the sun and the water is definitely a charge, right? To the chakras, to the whole system, right? So being there, that gave me a whole different type of energy and insight about who I was as a person, on a physical and on a spiritual level. So I just wanted to, kind of introduce you guys to me on a more personal level, and just go into why I'm doing this. And pretty much it's gonna get deeper, trust me. We're just getting into this. But happy Sunday, guys. We're gonna start expanding the time. I'm gonna get this laptop together, find out what's going on and why you guys can't hear me. But I really do wish you guys a happy Sunday. I'm sorry for all the chaos coming in, recording, all the fumbling in the background. Peace and blessings and love to you all. I hope you all have a good week. And yeah, peace.